As we can see in his base, he's got his Viking Banshees. Now personally I think this is the best strat that most Terrans can do, apart from Marauder, Marine and Medivacs. Depends what angle you're going for, but on a map like this where air is quite strong, then a Viking Banshee combination is very, very powerful, because Banshees, they absolutely nail ground units. Even units that are somewhat supposed to counter them on the ground, you know, they can still get hit very hard by Banshees. I think they're probably the best air to ground unit, but I'm not absolutely certain about that. As for Vikings, well, light air to ground unit anyway. As for Vikings, very, very good in the air. I can't really fault them. You might have seen the game where I did a replay commentary on. It was an RT, and my ally ended up turning the game around by going mass Vikings. The game really turned around at that point. As we can see, we've met each other at this point. I wasn't aware of this, but I just suddenly woke up. I think I can take this. I decided to use my Stalkers and put everything that I can onto the Vikings. Unfortunately my Immortals here are useless, but hopefully if he's attacking them, he's not attacking my air units, because I want to keep my air units alive far more than my Immortals in this point, because obviously air is going to be the strong dominating force in this game. So as we can see, I've won that. Got my Phoenixes. He's brought out a couple more Vikings, but I know I've got more Phoenixes than him, so it's not a point to run away. Keep the pressure on. He will not win in this fight. He's now gone down to the ground. He's actually building a missile turret. You see what I do here is I noticed this. I decided to lift up the SCV with a graviton beam and destroy it. So I decided to start lifting up his units, but unfortunately it costs 50 energy each, and yeah, I can actually afford to do that quite a lot because I've actually got a lot of energy, but these missile turrets do not take long to build, so I wasn't paying enough attention as I should have been to stop every single SCV going to build that. These Phoenixes cannot attack ground, so I couldn't really sit in his base at that point, but I'm very confident because I've got 2 island expansions. As far as I know, he doesn't know I've got it. He's actually got this expansion as well now coming up, so it's still somewhat even, but I would say I'm in the advantage after that battle, but I haven't won the war just yet. We've both got 2 expansions each, so this is pretty good so far on both sides. Now, as we can see, I am starting to get myself more starports. I've got myself a fleet beacon. The reason why I got myself a fleet beacon is you cannot build carriers or motherships without it. So, yeah. That's the reason for that, because I feel like at this point I've got enough Phoenixes. I mean, look at them, there's quite a lot of Phoenixes at this point. I don't really need any more. I can start venturing off onto more stronger, heavier air units, so once that fleet beacon goes, I start to get the Stargates pumping, and they are pumping these carriers. So we see I'm using my Nexuses that's been scouted. My Nexus is on either island to use Chrono Boost. I've been saving it up specifically for Stargate, to try and keep the Stargates at 50% extra build speed. That way I can get the carriers as fast as possible, because they're slow. Look, they take 2 minutes to come out. That's a long time. So if you can use Chrono Boost on it as much as possible, that's 1 minute instead of 2 minutes, which is a big difference. Also gone for a mothership in my main, which is clearly what I want. You know, there's no point getting carriers over mothership. If you can get a mothership, get it, because it's, I believe it's 50 more minerals and 150 more Thespian gas. It's not that much considering how much of a better unit is compared to carriers. It is the ultimate unit, so get it. And use carrier and use Chrono Boost on it as much as possible on your Nexus. Just going to take a drink here, starting to lose my voice. Right, what I did with the robotics bay is I decided to get myself increased observer speed, because I want to keep my observers with the Phoenixes. That way they'll keep up with the Phoenixes and they can see any invisible units, because I was a bit worried about the Banshees, because Banshees can go invisible, and my Phoenixes ain't going to be able to touch the Banshees if I can't see them. Hence why I've got at least 2 observers with them. See, they're keeping up, and that's with the increased speed, so without it, I wouldn't stand a chance. This is his mistake here. As you can see, he turned his Vikings into ground units so he could attack the Nexus, which is a big mistake, because obviously Graviton Beam can pick them up, and then I can start attacking them. But you can't attack a Viking or any unit that you've picked up with Graviton Beam with the Phoenix that has used Graviton Beam. You need extra Phoenixes behind it to attack that aren't using Graviton Beam, just in case you know, otherwise that would be super overpowered if you could pick it up and attack it with the same Phoenix. it pretty much immobilises your Phoenix, but at the same time it immobilises their unit. So if you've got more Phoenixes than you're using Graviton Beam, then knock yourself out with it. Right, as you can see, that's the GG. I mean, he realised he pretty much wasn't going to be able to stop me from keeping these expansions, so there you go. Wiki Peoples asked me if there was a counter to Terran with their base blocking and Marines and Marauders. I'm not quite sure if this was actually the counter, to be quite frank with you. I'm pretty sure there is a better counter, but for this map it might do the trick, but it does rely on your Terran basically not attacking you, which most of them don't do. But don't take my word for it, I do play risky. If he attacked me, I probably would have lost this game. You see my carriers, and my mothership isn't even out at this point, so I didn't even need it. But yeah, try to get to Phoenixes on a big air map if you can versus Terran, and hopefully that should try to counter their Medivac drops, or their Banshee and Viking combinations, which are their strongest combinations really. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Witty. Subscribe, rate and comment. See you later.